Bon dia à tous. Bonjour. Je m'excuse, mais je parlerai en anglais. Good morning. Almost good afternoon. It's a grateful talk after Álvaro Siza. We are reflecting on his words, drawings, and work. But I must open this moment when we intersect the Conserving Concrete Symposium with the book Sharing Memories, Álvaro Siza Ocean Swimming Pool, the Lançamento, and the exhibition No Place is Desert, financiado. So, I apologize. I often remember when in Erasmus, in Venezia, Professor Bernardo Secchi told us that in any school we had the best teachers in the world, the most patient, most generous, the ones that are always available, those that show us different perspectives, those who in their oppositions help us to build our vision, our narrative, our project. He was talking with his particular humor about books. So, the best teacher rests in the library of each school. I think that's a fantastic perspective. But as an architect, I can't help joining this idea with the perspective of Professor Fernando Távora, that to solve an architectural problem advises to just go to a window because there in the city we would find the right answer. If for Professor Fernando Távora, the city is an architectural school where we can find many lessons, then in the same way as Bernardo Secchi's views of books, I think we can say buildings are our best teacher also. The Álvaro Siza's ocean swimming pool is certainly one of our best teachers. With this idea, last September, we organized the Sharing Memories Álvaro Siza Ocean Swimming Pool meeting. This meeting was organized in the context of the project Ocean Swimming Pool Keep It Modern, funded by the Getty Foundation, and also as part of the celebration of the 40th anniversary of the integration of Porto School in the university. We invited a diverse group of people to reflect on their lessons. Today, we want to thank everyone for their generosity and enthusiasm at the meeting. In the meeting, they shared their view of the swimming pool, and later they accept the challenge of register that view in the book. A book that I hope could be one of those teachers referred by Bernardo Secchi. A book where, in fact, we find many different teachers reflecting about ocean swimming pool. I repeat, a building that is certainly a teacher, a good teacher like his author. Allow me to make a special thank to Professor Álvaro Siza. How much we learn from you and your work. I think I can say today in our school, our best teacher is the building itself. And in addition, you also learn from the reflections that his works inspire so many others, as is the case of the authors who participate today in this book. Thanks to everyone. Here today with us are present Alexandre Alves Costa, Ana Alves Costa, José Cabral Dias, Ana Tostões, Birgit Fleck, Carlos Machado, Dominique Machabert, Eduardo Fernandes, Joaquim Moreno, Luís Urbano, Nuno Brandão Costa, Nuno Grande, Pedro Leão Neto, Roberto Remascoli and Teresa Novaes. We thank each and every one of you. I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to Câmara Municipal de Matosinhos and Casa de Arquitetura, institutional partners of the meeting. And we wish to thank especially to Getty Foundation, which was represented by Susan Macdonald in the September meeting. Now, I must give the word to Teresa Ferreira, who will present the book. But first, I have to say it was a pleasure to organize the meeting with you, and I congratulate you on the book publication. I need to publicly apologize to you. Teresa had an extra work when I, due to personal problems, it was unable for me to execute what we had thinked do together, the book. Thank you, Teresa.
So I'd like to thank Filipa, of course, for this introduction and for the kind words, and also for collaborating in the Sharing Memories webinar. Of course, all the greet this prestigious table. Thank you so much to the Getty representatives, Antoine Wilmering and Susan Macdonald. It's a great honor and also an emotion to have you here in Porto. And we are also very grateful for all the learnings under the Keeping It Modern project. We have, it has been a very interesting process. Our always very supportive Dean, João Pedro Xavier. Thank you also for your help and support. And of course, Álvaro Siza, who is always available with his teaching and collaborate in the work. So it's a great privilege and an inspiration to have you here. One of the learnings from the Getty and from the Keeping It Modern grant was about the oral histories, and so that they play a major role in modern architecture, documentation and preservation. As often architects, building actors, and even contemporary critics or historians are still working and can be engaged and provide precious information on the design and construction. So this was the spirit of the webinar that we have organized and the book. The webinar was a 5 hours marathon, like Álvaro Siza described it, but he was always there. And we had really important authors. So I thank you so much. I acknowledge all our professors and colleagues that have collaborated in the book. And of course, Álvaro Siza is also an epitome of how these living memories can strongly contribute to the study, but also to the preservation of modern architecture. Of course, the ocean swimming pool is probably the most published building by Siza. So why to make another book on the ocean swimming pool? But effectively, we wanted to give this renewed perspective. It also brings some excuse me, here some notes that are left. Of course, this was first published in 1967 by Pedro Vieira de Almeida, the work, firstly in Spain, then in Portugal, and after in Arquitetura do Juduí, then in an exhibition in Milan, in Padiglione d'Arte Contemporanea, curated by Gregotti, and then after I think the Professione Poetica many times. So And nowadays we could find more than 80 publications about the book all over the world, books, journals, chapters, academic dissertations, and in many languages also, besides Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, and French, but also Japanese, Chinese, German. So this is also a date. So this book is structured in 5 chapters. Of course, they have overlappings. The first chapter, context and references, as the contributions of Alexandre Alves Costa, Ana Tostões, Dominique Machabert, Michel Toussaint, and Nuno Grande, who provide very important background on the ocean swimming pool position, whether in the history of 20th century architecture, but also in the context of the career of Álvaro Siza, and also expanding on its critical reflections and relations with other arts. A second chapter, From History to Memories, also provides these precious living memories of Brigitte Fleck, who is with us today, and also Pierluigi Nicolin, those two among the first also to visit and publish the swimming pool outside Portugal. And on the other hand, Christian Granschirt and Roberto Cremascoli, both former collaborators of Álvaro Siza's office, also provide direct memories and very important experiences also of the design process of the ocean swimming pool. Is it yours, Susan? Okay, so I can.
If you want, I can say that we're not available.
Critical perspectives. We have texts by Wilfred Vanck, Peter Testa, Carlos Machado, and Eduardo Fernandes, who are also here, and explore the correlations of the ocean swimming pool with other emblematic architectural works from Alvar to Frank Lloyd Wright, and also deliver reflections on the design principles of the ocean swimming pool in the framework of the work of Álvaro Siza. Lessons from the swimming pool, we are almost at the end, presents the pool as a didactic work, both for students and for architectural design practice, through the words of architects and professors, such as Juan Domingo Santo, Jonathan Sergison, Luís Martínez Santa Maria, Nuno Brandão Costa, Teresa Novaes, Ana Alves Costa, Filipa Guerreiro, and José Cabral Dias. And now, finally, representations of the pool opens with the emotional testimony of Giovanni Chiaramonte, which was among the first to photograph the swimming pool, followed by Luís Urbano's reflections on his filmmaking process in the short film Cisígia, and while Pedro Leão and Joaquim Moreno present artistic perspectives through the lens of photographs such as Marta Ferreira and Guido Guidi, both from 2018. So thank you so much to you all for your collaboration in the book, and also to our guests and representatives in the table. Thank you.
Oh, good morning, everybody. In thinking about this morning, I felt slightly lost for words, which for those of you that know me well is somewhat unusual. But on reflecting on this project and the book and the work that this represents, I was reminded that one of the great pleasures of my career and working with the conservation of modern architecture has been the opportunity to meet and to experience the places, but to also meet and to learn from some of the great architects whose work we're now so interested in protecting and conserving. And Architect Caesar, it's just such a great honor to be here to celebrate your work and to be discussing its conservation. And it's been a very special week because we've been able to visit the swimming pools together with our committee and all of our colleagues. Yesterday we sat together in the bibliothèque in the Museum Serralves, and today again we're here at the university. And these are very special experiences for us in terms of experiencing the architecture that we all like to do as architects, but also thinking about these places who we're responsible for their ongoing care. So I always think that conserving modern architecture is somehow at this sort of intersection of the past and the present and the future. And we have in this work this really unique opportunity for conservation practitioners to engage with the people who designed and created the places that this next generation has deemed worthy of special attention and conservation. And this, of course, absolutely enriches our experience in a way that can be humbling, profound, and really quite extraordinary. We know how much the teams that have been working with you to conserve the places that you have created have found this such a special experience, and they've shared some of those experiences with us this week. At the Getty, we've been so very happy to be able to play some small role to support this work for the swimming pools and really to help understand the rationale for the design of this very beautiful place, this landscape of rocks and sand and sea and sky, and understanding, of course, being the starting point for its future care. We can learn so much from the work that you're all doing here in this project. We know that the architecture itself has enriched people's lives, and now we're thinking about how might conservation of this architecture enrich future generations' experiences. So congratulations to all of you on this really wonderful work. I think, as Teresa said, it captures so much of what's possible when we can engage with the creators of these very special places. It's a great honor to be here with you to celebrate this work. Congratulations to all of you, and I'll really treasure my copy. Thank you.
I'm Antoine Wilmering, also from the Getty. I work for the funding body, the philanthropic arm. And when we first received the proposal for the Keeping It Modern grant, I looked at the dossier, I looked at the photographs, and formed my first impression of the site. But nothing could have prepared me for 2 days ago when we actually visited the site. And I was able to take it all in, to take in the proportions, the dimensions, the light at the end of the day, how it sort of emphasizes the linear lines of the architecture juxtaposed with the rocks, and also, as you just expressed, how the concrete touches the rocks, and you can actually see that in the pool where they begin to embrace the rocks. And so in my memory, in my perspective, you can see, or I feel that the rocks are very much part of the architecture now. And I would have perhaps have a different opinion when I visited in the winter or early in the morning in the day. And I realized that everybody who visits the site will have a different memory, will form a different view of what it means to them or what it means perhaps to their community. And what I think is brilliant of this book, that it captures so many different views on this site, and collectively it begins to form a picture that in writing brings it to life. And I think not only now, but also into the future, will be a very important research document, as generations after us would want to capture, would want to sort of understand the time that within we evaluated this, the swimming pools, but also the time when you created it. And to create a document like this as part of developing a conservation plan or a conservation methodology for the swimming pools is incredibly important. And Teresa, I want to congratulate you on having taken this step and having had the foresight to bring this together. So from a funding perspective, we could not have been happier with the work that has been completed. And congratulations to you and to the university on having undertaken this task and are on such a good path to preserving the swimming pools.
Thank you, but everybody that came here, so I was happy. I was preoccupied in the beginning, mainly with my English, but then I forgot because the atmosphere was so good that I understood it was not a problem to tell some mistakes, English mistakes. Thank you very much.
First of all, I have to excuse myself for not being here at the beginning, but I have a personal issue. But I'm here now, and I'm very happy to be here. I never thought I could be between Antoine and Susan and then Teresa Cunha and Filipa. So thanks very much to the Getty Foundation to support this project, and also to e-commerce Portugal, France, ISC20 that support this organization. And I'm quite happy because we had a rare opportunity to visit the swimming pool, guided by Siza, actually. He made us go through the authentic promenade architectural, because the swimming pool is quite of a few sequence of paths and ways to get to the ocean, from the street to the ocean. And we had this visit guided by Siza, and we saw in the pictures a lot of people testifying what I stressed yesterday, that Siza's architecture is really directed to people, and thinking about people, thinking about the way people leave the space, and that is evident in the way he explains all the project, and also the way he talks about the details concerning this. He's talking about architecture, he's talking about construction, the relation with the landscape, but the human is the person, the human presence is always there. That's amazing. And so this is connected with the book, of course, because the book, as we said, it has the testimonies of people that have had their experience over there, and so they are different, but that's what matters. Have different perspectives, and it's so. I think this ensemble of things that are good, thanks to Teresa mainly, and also to other colleagues. All the project, then the exhibition, a book about the exhibition, the first book, then this one. It was before I was this online meeting, but then we have the book. All of this and the swimming pool that we had the opportunity to visit yesterday. You should wait for a better, more, a little bit more warmer weather to go inside the pool. And I'm quite happy to be here and quite happy that you are here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Caesar, for everything you do. Just
Sorry, just a practical announcement. We are a little bit late, so for those of you who want to visit the faculty, there will be a guided tour to the faculty. I would say this is at around 2 o'clock or 2:05. We meet at the courtyard, Carolina. Yes, we meet at the courtyard, and then at around 2:45. Me and Luís Urbano, who is also the curator of the exhibition, we will make a very short guided tour to the exhibition for those of you who haven't visited yet. And at 3 o'clock we start here with the afternoon program. Okay, thank you, and have a nice lunch. Bon appetit. You want to say something? No? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.